When my daughter Veronica turned 18, she handed me a pregnancy test with 2 pink lines and declared, "And I'm not getting rid of it, so y'all better step up." By y'all, she meant me and her father, and step up meant raising the baby while she lived her own life. Despite the shock, my husband and I, always wanting more kids, agreed. Soon, she was thrusting paperwork at us to sign away her parental rights. She didn't want any future responsibility. Marcus, the baby she abandoned, became our world. He was sweet, curious, and polite, always trying to help around the house. As he grew older, he started asking about his biom, Veronica. For years, he tried to reach her, writing letters and requesting meetings, all of which she rejected. After the 13th rejection, he gave up. We poured ourselves into raising him. We used all our savings for his education and holidays, ensuring he never felt like a backup plan. By the time he was in college, he stopped mentioning her. Veronica never asked about him. She moved across the country, remarried, and blocked us on every platform. It was a relief, honestly. Meanwhile, Marcus dropped out of college to build a mobile detailing business with friends. He was successful and generous, insisting on giving us 15% of his earnings to repay us. We didn't want it, but he was stubborn. He even met a wonderful woman, Nicole, who matched his warmth. Then came Thanksgiving dinner. A call came through during the meal. Marcus answered on speaker. It was Veronica. Her tone was sugary, asking to meet him. He was short and firm, then hung up. We offered to go with him if he met her, and he agreed. At the restaurant, Veronica didn't hug him or ask how he'd been. She went straight to, "What's the meal budget?" and ordered lobster ravioli and wine. She fake gushed over Nicole on his phone lock screen, then casually asked for $14,000 to secure an apartment. "I'll send my bank details before the weekend." I was about to explode when Marcus pinched my hand under the table. Then he calmly pulled out his phone and showed her a photo, a document. "Remember this?" he asked. Veronica paled. It was proof. Marcus had hired a private investigator when his business took off. For 25 years, Veronica had been collecting child support from his biological father while claiming she was raising Marcus herself. Every payment was documented. She went silent. Her wine glass trembled in her hand. The waiter brought our food. She pushed hers around the plate. Marcus ate quietly while Nicole rested a hand on his knee. Eventually, Veronica tried to regain control, attempted smiles, but Marcus wasn't engaging. He showed her another document with exact amounts, names, and dates of payments. She looked ready to collapse, but still tried to act indifferent. She paid the bill, her hands shaking. Outside, Marcus offered her cash for a ride. She looked like she wanted to throw it, but shoved it in her coat instead. She grabbed his sleeve, desperate. He gently let her go. That was the last we saw her for a while. That night at home, Marcus made coffee while Nicole set out cookies. The evening had been intense, but Marcus was composed. He pulled out his laptop and opened a folder labeled Veronica. It contained documents, screenshots, bank statements, 25 years of child support transactions. Veronica had spent every dollar on herself: vacations, luxury shopping, restaurants. Not 1 cent went to Marcus. His biological father had believed he was helping raise a son. He'd been told Marcus was living with Veronica the entire time. He even increased payments over the years when she made up stories about tutoring and medical needs. He tried to be present for birthdays and graduations, but she always blocked him with lies. As Marcus showed us this, his phone buzzed constantly. Veronica had started attacking online. She posted photos of herself pregnant, accusing Marcus of abandoning her. She painted herself as a heartbroken single mother. Clients began asking questions. Some canceled appointments. Marcus kept his cool. He didn't retaliate. Instead, he started documenting everything. His father offered to help. They built a timeline that showed her shopping sprees lined up perfectly with supposed emergencies. Nicole suggested they release it publicly, but Marcus waited. Veronica didn't. She showed up at his business, crying dramatically in the parking lot, spinning her version to clients. He didn't confront her. Instead, he met with one of his top clients inside, calmly showing just a few documents. The client understood and offered support. That day, Veronica harassed customers for hours. His business partner started keeping a log and installed security cameras. Then she escalated again, showing up at my husband's dental office, claiming we stole her son. She was removed only after threats to call security. Next, she targeted Nicole's workplace. She called repeatedly, left disruptive messages, and even posted lies on Nicole's social media, suggesting Nicole was only with Marcus for money. But Nicole's friends defended her, and Marcus rewarded his employees for loyalty. Veronica's social media campaign began to unravel. She posted a crowdfunding page using photos of Marcus as a child, photos she could only have gotten from relatives. The story she told clashed with the real documents. Eventually, she made a mistake. She listed the child support amounts she'd received, totals that didn't align with her claims of poverty. People started asking questions. Her friends began backing off. A local blogger reached out to Marcus for his side. He sent over custody papers, and the blogger decided not to run the story at all. Still, Veronica wasn't done. She started stalking us, showing up at our favorite grocery store, the bank, even sitting in our restaurant silently, watching. Marcus's partner brought in a security guard. It felt absurd, but necessary. Once, while Marcus was detailing a car at a client's home, she stood on the sidewalk watching him. He stayed professional, but that night he came home visibly strained. Nicole suggested a weekend away, but Marcus refused to abandon his team. His biological father kept digging and found more lies. School uniforms purchased for schools Marcus never attended, medical bills for conditions he never had. The evidence was irrefutable. Marcus finally agreed to a meeting with her, with us and his biological father present, at a downtown coffee shop. The morning of the meeting was gray and drizzly, fitting the mood. We met early at the coffee shop, selecting a quiet corner. Marcus's biological father was already there, composed but clearly worn. Veronica arrived 20 minutes late, looking polished and defensive. She didn't greet anyone. Instead, she dropped a folder on the table and began laying out documents, eviction notices, job rejection emails, and her current financial records. It was a carefully curated sob story. Marcus didn't touch the papers. He took photos silently while Veronica tried to block his phone with her hand. Her posture stiffened. Her stories didn't match the timeline of transactions Marcus and his father had collected. Then, Nicole showed up. She hadn't planned to come, but quietly took a seat next to Marcus. Her calm presence sent Veronica into visible unease. Nicole reviewed the photos with Marcus, whispering observations. Veronica grew more frantic. Marcus's biological father laid out his own stack of evidence. 25 years of checks, emails, and payment records. The coffee shop buzzed with morning chatter, but our corner turned cold with tension. Veronica began rambling about chronic conditions, depression, anxiety, mystery illnesses, that all conveniently aligned with the times she'd demanded more money. Nicole, ever thorough, pulled up Veronica's old vacation posts from the exact same dates she claimed she'd been hospitalized. There was no denying it anymore. Veronica's face flushed. She stood, swaying slightly, then slumped back down. She tried one last angle, claiming she'd protected Marcus from his biological father's criminal past. But that man pulled out proof of his spotless record. That final accusation evaporated in front of everyone. When it was clear she was out of options, Veronica begged. "Help me this once, I'll disappear forever," she pleaded. But that final offer revealed everything. She didn't care about Marcus, just the money. We walked out. Veronica followed, shouting empty promises and vague threats. At Marcus's car, she tried blocking the driver's door. Marcus simply walked around and entered from the passenger side. That quiet move said more than any words. She pounded on the window, her makeup ruined by real tears now. We drove away, watching her collapse to her knees in the lot behind us. For days, silence. Then we found out she'd been busy deleting her posts, closing accounts, trying to scrub the internet clean. But it was too late. Everything had already been saved. With the social media storm dying, Marcus's business began healing. Clients returned. Some even cited his grace under fire as the reason they chose him. His reputation, instead of crumbling, had grown stronger. His biological father ensured every institution that processed child support payments was informed. No more money would flow to Veronica, ever. The financial pipeline she'd exploited for decades was closed permanently. Then came one last desperate ploy. Veronica showed up at Marcus's shop with an older woman she claimed was her therapist. The woman looked lost and uncomfortable, clearly unaware of Veronica's agenda. Marcus's partner handled it perfectly, offered them chairs and water, then carried on with business. After 3 awkward hours, the therapist left. Veronica stayed until closing, hoping for attention that never came. That night, Marcus's biological father called with the final tally. 25 years of child support added up to an astronomical figure. But they chose not to press charges. The exposure and public collapse of her schemes were punishment enough. Shortly after, Veronica left town. Her landlord said she'd abandoned her apartment, leaving behind designer items and unpaid rent. Where she went, no one knew. We didn't care. Marcus's life flourished. His biological father became a quiet but consistent presence at dinners, birthdays, and business events, a bond finally forming after years of deception. Marcus expanded the business, hired more staff, and grew his service area. Nicole and Marcus only grew stronger through the chaos. They got engaged in a quiet moment at home, surrounded by the real family that had always supported him. We never spoke of Veronica again. The folder Marcus kept was stored away, not out of fear but as a reminder, a symbol of what love and truth can overcome. Our family table, once haunted by an absent daughter, now held joy, resilience, and chosen connection. Marcus built the life he deserved, and in doing so, showed us all what true family means.